Okay, welcome. Right, now, first of all, what I thought I would do is come up with a how-to video on observation, mainly because it's a real common sticking problem for all of my students. They get there in the end, but to get them going, it's really difficult. Now, what we want is a really good level of awareness, okay, of ourselves and of what's going on around us. That's the important thing. When you go for your driving test, you've got to demonstrate to people that you know exactly what's around the car and what's actually going on around you. All right, simple as that, really. We've got to look for dangers right next to the car. So what's the nearest thing that's likely to damage the car? We've got to know about it. We've got to know what's coming up in the future. And when we're talking time-wise there, really, so it's not just what's in front of me, but it's also what's going on behind me. Because if something's coming up behind me, they're going to overtake, or if there's a police car or an ambulance or something like that, then we need to know about it in advance. Simple. Frankly, if something's going to be sharing the same bit of road as me, I want to know about it as soon as I possibly can. So the only way to do it, I call it 4 zones. It's far, near, dashboard, rear, but basically you could think of it as like a circle around the car nearby and a circle around the car long distance, and obviously know what you're doing, because if you're driving down the road breaking the speed limit, then obviously naughty. All right, so I'm just going to demonstrate how I drive, and this is how I would like my students to drive. Drive like this, the examiner will be delighted with you, and so you'll have nothing to worry about, really. So I'm going to now do what is known as a commentary drive. You often see them on those police camera action things, right? And it's basically just saying what you're seeing, what you're doing. All right, simple as that. Nothing more sinister than that. I would recommend, if you're out and about after watching this video, do them. They're really good because they force you to look around, and if you're not seeing, sorry, what I normally do is, like, if I check the rear view mirror, then I'll say centre. If I check the side one, then I'll say right, and obviously left. And then you'll notice when you're driving around that if you find yourself stop saying centre, left and right, then it's probably because you've stopped looking around. So just keep looking around, and it really focuses the mind. Okay, so as you might well have noticed, I've got extra cars in the car, cameras in the car looking forward and backwards and things like that. So I'll be trying to make a video and splice them in to see what's going on, but you'll get the idea when you see it. All right, cool. So without any delay, let's crack on with it. Right, so first of all, perimeter check. Right, now there is a car coming up, so I'm just going to wait a second, just keep an eye on him. I know that there's still nothing around me, so once this car gets out of the way, I'll just put an indicator on, quick check, and off I go. Okay, so I'm just driving around, so looking behind me, forwards, looking at the roadwork sign, turning right to the enter, centre right, indicate right, position right. And we're using IPSCA, information, in and out, position, speed, gear and accelerate. So I've just gone and done that, looking around, doing multiple checks. Road narrows, end of the road, I'm going to be turning left, so centre left. Checking there's nothing on my left hand side, indicate left, and I'm just checking again, centre left. Looking around now, I'm setting my steering, but I'm also looking at the road. So there's a couple of cars coming up the road, so I'm again checking where I'm driving and looking for the traffic. Looking for a hole to put my car into. Looking at the pedestrian crossing over there, nobody's pressing anything. Now there is a big Ford coming, so I'm just going to accelerate away from that. Checking in this mirror, okay, he's going to the petrol station, so that solves that problem. And I'm up to the speed. No, I'm not, it's a 40 zone, apologies, I'm not up to 40, but I am coming into a roundabout, so I'm just chilling it out. So I need the right hand lane to go ahead, so I'm braking, having a look around, looking forward, sideways, looking at the boy walking over there, looking over here, looking through, indicating off for the benefit of that van driver away, turning on the left hand side, got 40-mile-an-hour zone, looking behind me, doing my 32, looking around at the car, keep left over there, 36 miles an hour. You'll probably notice when I'm doing this commentary drive that I am looking around a lot more than I'm saying that I'm looking around, which is absolutely fine, you know, and if you were to do this on your driving test, no issues, you know. We can't expect it to talk about everything. Like, I'm talking to you, but I'm creeping in, having a look, making sure it's safe. It is. Now I've got 2 lanes onto there, so I'm maintaining 2 lanes, going through, quick to check on my right hand side and my left hand side, cancel the indicator. So I've got southward parking, golf course on the left hand side, checking my speed, 36, 37, 38, and now I'm doing 38. So I'm looking behind me, looking up the road, got caution, pedestrians crossing, and I've got a roundabout. 3 additional exits, 40-mile-an-hour zone, drop down to 36 miles an hour, got an aeroplane in the middle of a roundabout, because why wouldn't you, obviously. So we're going left, centre left, indicate left. Got no stopping sign there, braking. I can do that, so I'm going to pick my gear. He's going to come through, just approaching the wrong lane, but he'll come through anyway. Nobody on the crossing there. Cancel me indicator, looking at the car behind me. Accelerating back up to speed, so I'm at the 40. I'm just going to use my cruise control, set it off at 40. So I'm keeping an eye on the focus behind me. And breathe. Oof. 3 people on the pavement up ahead. Got 40 no stopping, keeping an eye on the focus. Looking over the head, so I've got a couple of cars coming, so I'm going to engine braking now. A bit of foot brake. He's having a big old yawn there. Right, so I'm going ahead, second exit, keeping an eye on the dude behind me. Okay, he's getting off the grey car, so I can do my gear change before the corner. Notice that, people, before the corner. Looking at the bloke in the Beamer, indicating nobody's on my right hand side going through. Traffic lights have changed. Looking at the wait button, it's not being pressed, because otherwise it would say wait, but we'd have a red circle around it. So I know that the traffic lights aren't going to change. A lot of people say, oh well, there's no one there, so therefore it's not going to happen. But you know, when I was a kid, I used to press them and hide in bushes and just laugh as cars used to stop. Should I say that? I don't know. Anyway, so it's not the fact there's somebody there; it's the fact there's the button pressed. Ooh, nice Aston, very nice. I was going to use my camera as a mirror there to look at the Aston. Right, so keep an eye on the dude behind me. Still doing 38, no stopping, 40, going into the right-hand lane because that road sign there says the A327 is the right-hand lane to go ahead, and that's what I'm doing. BMW's come up on my right, 40, no stopping, keep left. Cars for sale over there, 40 mile an hour, looking at my right, looking up the road. Okay, roundabout, going right 3 on the A325 towards Aldershot. So centre right, indicate right. Now I'm looking around, keeping an eye on the BMW over there, because I'm worried about the stuff that's near me, right? Yeah, I can see them in the distance, but it's these two that'll damage me. Right, now everybody else is in the outside lane, so I can go right now. So going through here, now keeping an eye on over here. What are they doing? They're the ones that are going to hit me. She's going to hit me. Him with a ladder on the roof. Nothing going on there. Okay, looking at them. Looking around. Staying in the right-hand lane, keeping an eye on this white car, indicating left, checking on my left-hand side, deliberately going wide. I don't trust this white car. I'm going to deliberately slow down a little bit. And just stay behind them. Okay, alright, I've got a bit of confidence now, so now I'm going up. There's just something about them, and if you're driving around and you're not sure, drop back, don't take any risks. Okay, we're going into a 30 mile an hour zone, roundabout, centre right, indicate right, I'm going right 3. Okay, big van coming down carrying the thing, so I'm just slowing down now, looking for a hole to put my car into. There is one because the Fiesta's getting off, so I'm now going to accelerate out, and I'm just checking over here, keeping an eye on the blue car on my right. There was a puddle there. Reapply me, indicate we cancel, but it didn't. Okay, looking at the taxi, he's seen me, going round here, looking behind me at the white car, looking at the white car, looking up the road, see if anyone's coming. Have they? I mean, they got to give way to me, but have they seen it? You know, it's not the fact that, and I'm still looking around, you know, it's not the fact that they should or should not give way to me, it's the fact that are they going to give way to me, alright? At the end of the day, it's self-preservation. If you're driving around, you just got to look, alright? It's all very nice to know that your insurance company wouldn't be the one paying out, but I'd still rather not be in the car crash, frankly. End of a bus lane, checking over, cancel me indicator halfway across the line because I don't want to look like I'm going into that side road there. Okay, loads of cars queuing, taxi's coming up on my right, so left even, don't know my left from the right. So's the V-dub, so I'm braking, cruising on up behind this learner, but I know I've got a Honda coming up on my right and I've got a Peugeot coming up over there as well. Okay, so the lights have changed, just sliding it into first gear. He went over to that one, keeping an eye on the Mazda behind me, just checking around, 3 mirrors, accelerating away. So I've still got an up arrow, got the Mazda coming up on my right hand side, now starting to accelerate because the Fiesta is. Now is the Mazda going to come in next to me? Got the end of the dual carriageway sign. No, he's queuing behind me, he's fine. I'll just do a quick blind spot check to make sure. No U-turn, keep left. So looking behind me, looking around, what a lovely day. Right, so I'm just looking for dangers now, really, frankly. So it's going to be that Fiesta or that Mazda are my imminent danger. But going into a 40 zone, and I've got a yellow traffic light just changed at the top of the hill. It's just gone to red. So I'm looking right to the top of the road, right, as far as I can possibly see. Okay, now we're in a 40, so I can't accelerate until I'm in the 40. So now I'm up to speed. So I'm doing 39, 38, 39, something like that. And I'm just looking around. Lovely big gap to the Mazda behind me. Good gap to the Fiesta. Why compromise yourself, you know? If I'm going to drive to the end of the road, I could either do it right on the back of the Fiesta, or I could create a gap. Now, when we get to the other end, he's going to brake and I'll close up the gap anyway. But in the meantime, the distance between me and the Fiesta keeps me nice and safe. if his exhaust pipe fell off or something. Okay, so we've got no right turn, 2 vehicles ahead, he's indicating left to go. He was indicating left on the approach to a junction and then didn't take it. So he's going to aim for the petrol station, has now changed his mind, still looking around. I keep trying to use you as a mirror. So I'm going to go ahead of this. So I'm just checking on my right hand side, because on the floor it says that's a left turn only lane, this one goes ahead. And that one goes ahead as well, but because you've got 2 lanes that go to the same place, you always take the left of the 2 unless you wish to overtake vehicles. Alright, so I'm cruising in, picking first gear, keep an eye on him, keep an eye on them. They've just stalled, looking behind me, checking, have they stopped? They have. Right, so what are they doing? They're staying in the lane, they're being good, marvellous. So I'm just following my lane round, no need to indicate because I'm in a lane, checking, is anybody there? Okay, that's quite difficult to see that because the sunlight is reflected off the floor. So I'm still in the 30s, so I'm just easing off because I just broke the speed limit a little bit, 31 mile an hour, it's back under control again. If you did that in the driving test, don't worry about it. The examiners are looking for people who, not perfect, but, you know, if you make an error, do you fix it? Now I'm in a 50, so now I can accelerate, and I'm keeping an eye on the car that's coming up on my right. So now I'm doing 50. Now I'm going into a national speed limit, so that's going to be going 70 because I'm not sharing the road with oncoming traffic. Wild animals, no stopping, massive poppy, away I go. Right, so there's nobody around me and I'm just looking around, so I'm hunting for danger. There we go, 67, 68, 69, 70, and 5th, alright? Slip road. I'm going to get off there, round, underneath, go back up again, okay? So, centre left. There isn't actually anybody to indicate to that would benefit from it, possibly that runner, so I'm just going to put an indicator on, just tell her. Slowing down. Cancel your indicator when you're in the side road. We've got a 40 mile an hour zone, I'm doing 40 now. It's going to turn right at the end. So centre right, indicate right. Now there's nobody behind me to indicate to, but I don't know what's going on the road over here. Therefore, I will bung an indicator on. Now, I'm aiming short, I go into first gear. Now I'm having a look. Okay, so I've got a Mazda coming down over there, nothing from over there, nothing in the road behind me. Again, perimeter check-in, having a look. Now I've gone out into 40 and we've got a hill here, right? So I'm looking behind me, there's nothing coming over the hill, but there could be, and so I've got to be mindful of the fact that I might need to accelerate really quickly. So I'm going to go right, checking around. That's a no entry, so I can't go into there. Have a look, that'll do. Pick your gear, drive around the corner. Happy days, heading off towards Farnborough. Going around the corner, looking behind me, cancel my indicator. Right, what have I got? I've got a no stopping, and I've got a sign that tells me that I will become the left-hand lane of a 2-lane road. National speed limit is 70. Right, so I'm keeping an eye on Holmes Ace over here. I don't really want to come up on his inside because he should be in the left, and here he comes. There you go, he's indicating. Now if I want to, I could go for the overtake. So I'm doing the blind spot and now I'll go around. But he's supposed to be in that left-hand lane there, so I don't want to suddenly accelerate and get him stuck in there. Now I am turning right, third exit at the next roundabout, which is why I've put myself into this right-hand lane early, because any second now, there you go, 83011 and a right arrow on the floor, so I'm already in the lane because it's talking about it. Going into a 50, I'm only doing 47 as it is. So just looking around, keep an eye on the Golf, looking at the roundabout sign, 3011 and 8325, it's fine. Going into a 30, so checking behind me, I'm slowing it down, I'm keeping an eye on the Golf, I don't want to lose track of her, him, I know the difference. Right, looking around, okay, 30. So I just picked third. Okay, according to that road sign, A3011 is the one not in brackets, so I'm looking for A3011. 3011 on the second road sign there is in lanes 3 and 4, so therefore I will get into 3, because if you get 2 lanes that go to the same place, you take the left of the 2. Okay, van coming up here, van coming up there. Aiming short into first gear. Now if I look across the roundabout at the white sign that's dead ahead, I can see that it says 3011 in lanes 2 and 3 if you number them 1 to 3 from left to right. So therefore, because that goes 301, that'll be the third one, so this will be the second one. So 3 mirrors, check around, nobody's there, having a look at him, keeping an eye, just being mindful. I'm watching people, keep an eye on the blue one behind me, those 2 cyclists looking around. I know I need this lane. It says this road sign here tells me I need the outside lane, and as it happens, it just lines me up beautifully. Because there's no because these are traffic light controlled, sorry, I don't have to put any indicators on because the traffic should be stopped. If however there weren't traffic lights, then I would be putting my indicator on. Okay, 2 lanes here, merge back into one. So I'm just checking on my right, making sure it's fine. Fire station, coming up. Do not queue between crossing. Right, so I've got a green light, 2-way road. I'm supposed to be doing that, by the way. I'm not swearing at you. Alright. And I'm just looking around. Checking, fine, doing 30 mile an hour. I'm going to do a U-turn at the roundabout. Because if I U-turn, so do you. Oh no, I'm sorry. Right, okay, so we've got a car coming up in the distance. Okay, according to that, it's 5. So centre right, indicate right. You're still checking around. Volvo coming out over there, nothing over here going out. Alright, so I'm looking around still, looking to my right, to my left, keep an eye on them. 1, 2, looking around. 3, keep an eye, mirror view mirror, looking behind me, looking at them, looking forward, looking here. 4, 5, looking around, looking around, looking around, looking around, looking around, looking around. It's fine, no one's here. Happy days. School. Fire station, stop when lights show. Alright then, I will. So I'm coming up to here. Lights aren't showing. Massive keep clear box. Okay, so I'm going to be going. Oh, let's just go ahead towards the aerospace centre, okay? So we're going ahead, second exit. So I'm looking around. 325 is left to right, so therefore I need the up arrow. And according to that, can't really see because of the sun, it's lanes 2 and 3. So I'm going to go 2, looking around, checking. Still got green light, so I'm just going through. No one's jumping, looking behind me, getting blinded by the sunlight. Still got a green light. I'm just cruising through. It's dead easy, this. Looking around. Going into the outside lane. La da 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 da. Nobody's around me, and I'm just looking around. This is what it's all about. It's just look, you know. Okay, lights have changed. Happy days. Roadworks in 300 yards. 40 mile an hour zone coming up. Looking around me. Nobody's here. So now I can accelerate because I was in a 30. Now up into a 40. According to this road sign, in 200 yards the left-hand lane's shut. So I'm checking around. There's no one here to indicate to. So I'm just going to do another check, and I'm coming over. As I come down here, we go into a 30 and then a 20. It's dead end, there are speed bumps. So I'm just chilling it out, looking behind me still. There's a car coming out of that road there, there's nothing over here. These speed bumps are really vicious down at the test centre. So I recommend second gear around about 15, 17 mile an hour. So by default, you would go back to the left-hand lane. Notice I'm doing blind spot checking, coming in, vicious speed bump. Just want to get my crampons on. That's it. Throw a rope over the top and tug myself over. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Right, okay, so centre right, indicate right. So I'm just coming back in. I'm going to do a U-turn. So I'm looking around. There's no one here. It's all good. Looking around. There's nothing here. There's no one here. Look, I've got a whole trading estate just to myself. Now I'm getting off. If you notice up ahead, the left-hand lane is shut. So therefore, I'm getting off in the right. You could get off in the left-hand lane, but if you had loads of traffic, you know, coming out of the trading estate, then you would find that you might get boxed in. Okay, so we've got a learner over there. Look at, he's looking puzzled, like he's never seen a learner before. Okay, looking around, going back to the left. Again, I'm just looking around. So it is end of the roadworks sign. Road narrows, except it doesn't. 40 mile an hour zone, traffic lights in 240 yards. That's very specific, isn't it? So I'm still looking around. I've got a red traffic light. So there's no real point in going up to 40 just to brake, right? So I'm just chilling, going into a 30 zone. Okie dokie. Let's go. Where should we go? Should we go right 3? Let's go right 3. Okay. At the roundabout, heading towards Aldershot. So I'm coming up here. I'm in the left-hand lane because we're going ahead at these traffic lights, and I'm just cruising in. There's no point in belting up just to stop. 30. Into first. Prepping. There's a man in a kilt. You don't see that every day. Looking around. Fine. Now, according to that, A325 south is in the right-hand lane. Therefore, it must go right, and 3011 must be ahead. So therefore, 325 south is marked in the middle lane and the right-hand lane. Lights are changing. Good, so I can start to go. I'm going right 3, so I know the 325 runs from left to right and 3011 goes ahead. So as I come around here, that road sign there confirms it as 325 goes right. I'm keeping an eye on this C-Max over here. Checking around me. No one's coming up behind. It's all good. It's got the lorry going through. Got a bloke with a woolly hat on up ahead. Looking at these guys. There's a woman with a woolly hat in the car next to me. There's a dog with a ball. Silver car's coming up, checking around. two cyclists, keeping an eye. What's the BMW doing? Traffic lights are changing back to red, so I'm just cruising around, staying in my lane. Black BMW's going that way. C-Max is still on my right hand side. Got three people standing over there, and I'm looking around. Okay, now the lights are going up, so it's got green, amber. It's going to go red, so mine's going to change any second now. There we go. Have a quick look around. It's good, and away we go. Don't trust them. Keep an eye on the C-Max. Looking at the C-Max. Still in a 30 zone, so I can't accelerate. He could be in policeman off duty or something. Can't do anything. There they go. They're going for the overtake. Keeping an eye on them. Right, now I'll accelerate. Now they'll go, oh, goodness. I did not expect a learner to accelerate. Now I could be evil here, but I'm not going to be. I'm going to be a good boy. So I could out-accelerate them. There we go. He's going for an overtake. Keep an eye on those two behind me. Just looking around, looking at those guys playing football. Honda's coming in behind me. And I'm letting the C-Max build a bit of a gap. Right? Oh, I could go. Oh, how controversial. I'll go off to Aldershot. Okay, yellow van's going belting past. He's going to get out of the way. That Mitsubishi should move over. So now I can start building my speed. Van's braking. There we go. Right, keeping an eye over there. It's all fine. I'm in fifth. I'm just cruising. Let's have a look. We've got 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Perfect. So 3 second gap in the dry. They recommend minimum of 2. But of course, that's a minimum. The more you have, the safer you are. Okay, so we're going into a Viagra zone. No U-turn. Two-way road. Looking behind me. Person on the left. Speed cameras. National speed limit. It's a single carriageway because I'm sharing the road with oncoming traffic, therefore it's 60. Everybody thinks it's to do with the number of lanes. It isn't. It's the number of roads. There is only one road here, and it happens to have traffic travelling in 2 directions on it. Therefore, it's a single carriageway. Back there, you'll see it in a minute. If I cut this bit out, in fact, I'll stop talking now. Pick you up when I go that way. No, actually, no, don't do that, because you'll see me how I do this roundabout. So, but I'll come back to that in a minute. Right, so 40 mile an hour, 100 yards till the traffic lights. Couldn't think what they were talking about. I'm doing 33, so I'm looking behind me. I'm just looking around. Going to do a U-turn, so according to that, that's right for. So centre right, indicate right, position right. I've been warned of cyclists. Got to keep left. Got motorbikes coming around here. I'm just chilling. I want the Barbarian to go before I get here. Okay, so I've got him coming up on my left, him coming up behind me, Mini on my left-hand side, Toyota coming around over there. Let's have a look. Nobody's around, so out I go. Got the police on the other side of the roundabout, looking at the Mini. Nobody's up on my left-hand side. There's a bird nicking feathers in the middle of the roundabout. Looking around, there's a pile of rubbish next to that lamppost by the looks of it. I've got a white van. Keeping an eye on the dude behind me. Van has seen me. I'm just going up again. Another gear. Looking around. Still checking. Now I'm checking on my left. Checking again. Looking around. Checking again. Just indicating off because I got to the island. Come back to here. Traffic lights in 50 yards. Big American car. So I'm still in a 40 because that was what we were going into. And then we're going back to national speed limit here. Nobody's pressed the button, so it's all good. Still got the runner over there. So now, as I was saying earlier on, just before this hill, I was saying about the 60 because it's a one road, so it's a single carriageway, but just happens to be two-way. Come along here, looking behind me, looking here, solid white line in the middle of the road, no overtaking unless somebody is physically parked, unless they're a cyclist, road maintenance vehicle, horse, or a cyclist. Road maintenance vehicle, 10 mile an hour less. Or less. Okay, so here, got grass verge in the middle. He's tanking it. Right, so this is a dual carriageway. It even says so there, right? Now, there's only one lane here. I'm not sharing it with oncoming traffic because they're in that road. That one over there. So therefore, this is a 70, right? I wish people would learn that. It's either 60 or 70, and it's based on the number of roads. Hence, dual carriageway, not dual lane. All right, it's carriageway. Okay, so this is telling me that I've got a lane coming in from my left-hand side. So, by default, you go back to the left. So, centre left, indicate, blind spot, check in, Do a couple of blind spots if you want, doesn't matter. Checking around. So currently I'm doing 56, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, Jag coming out on my left hand side. Got wild animals. No stopping. Into Farnborough. Okay, there's nothing behind me, so the fact that I'm reducing my speed because I can see a 50 zone isn't really a big problem. If I had loads of traffic, I might keep the speed up a bit more, but it's fine. So we're going into a 50, roundabout, reduce speed now. A325 on the floor, and we've got 3011 and A325 North written on the right hand side, going into a 30. That Jag is doing a lane change as we speak, looking at the 30 zone. He's still just getting into his lane now, braking for the sign, pick a gear. Right, this road sign says A325 is ahead, which is what I'll do. Right, fine. So now, Farnborough College at 95, whatever. Read this, 325 is ahead in the lane 2. So I'm going into here. So I'm just doing about 28. Going through here, looking at the other Jag, keep an eye on him. Just looking around, just following my lane, not cutting any white lines. Remember, the front needs to go wider than the back, otherwise you'll cut white lines. Looking around, they've all stopped. It's good. Remember, when a roundabout is painted, it isn't round, so I call it a wobbly because you have to sort of vary your steering as you go around. 2 lanes into one, so check. Into a 40 zone, it's building my speed. Pedestrian going across the road. Road narrows because of the island in the middle, right? He's having a little break, having a gear change. I was going to tell you something there, I can't remember what it was now. Going through wobblies, that's it. Right. In a roundabout that isn't marked, the roundabout invariably is round. So you can set your steering and then go around the roundabout. But when it's painted, notice I'm still checking as I'm doing this. When it's painted, the middle part might be round, but then it goes out. So you often find that you have to add a bit and take a bit off and wobble around. And if you don't, then you'll end up cutting white lines. And that's one of the things that you marked on the driving test is, can you stay in your lane? Sometimes I wonder if anyone can stay in their lane. However, whatever. So I call them wobblies anyway. Alright, so anyway, 30 mile an hour zone, just checking my speed, it's all good. Pick a gear that's appropriate for the speed. Keep an eye on the motorbike. What's he doing? There's a car trying to do a U-turn, so he's going to slide in behind me, looking behind me. Cyclist on my left. White car coming out there, he's just trying to kill a cyclist. So that's fine, going past the Swan. Look at the pedestrians holding their hands over there. Oh, cute. Cyclists. Now here we go, look, my lane breaks into 2. So I get in the lane right at the beginning. Loads of learners drive straight down the middle until this white line here starts, and then they get into lane. But you always need to line yourself up, like the white car's doing at the moment. What a good learner. Now, I'm stopping in traffic. Look at the gap I've left. It's big enough so that if he stalls, I can get around him and I can go to the left or the right. They call it tyres on tarmac. You might have heard that. It depends on the car you're following, really. As long as you've got half to a car's length, you'll be okay. Looking around, just checking. No one's here. There's no cyclist coming up. If I had a cyclist or a motorbike and the car in front of me pulled away, they're likely to go past me into that gap. So therefore, I don't really want to pull away if there's a potential for somebody just pulling in front of me. So that's why we do the 3 mirror check. You always look around. If they're waiting for you to go, then obviously crack on. But otherwise, don't. Let them go. That's why we do the check. Because if you hit somebody, it'll hurt. Or they'll die. One of the 2. Right, so we're looking around. I'm looking at the roundabout. I'm seeing a load of cars queuing. I can see that roundabout sign tells me I've got 3 exits. I'm going to go... Oh, see. Go ahead second. Right, mark towards car parks. Ahead 2. So, no indicator because I'm going ahead. Now, I'm already looking at these 5 cars here and the cars coming around the roundabout. Right, he's braking. Jag's coming past on my left hand side. Learner up behind me. Bus coming round. Is he going to go? Is the disco going to go? Disco bottled it. Chicken. Right, looking at the Mercedes coming up on my right hand side. Looking at the cars queuing around. Big hole here. Is he going to go? If he goes, I can go with him. I'm going to go. Right, now keeping an eye on him. And him. Nobody else. Now keeping an eye on the one that was coming around. It's the Toyota, so that's fine. They're going that way. Now I indicate left because I'm at the island and I'm keeping an eye on all these guys. Just checking. Keeping an eye. Checking around. Cancel my indicator. Off I go. Right, now I'm looking into town already. At the zebra crossing, there's a woman currently walking across it, which is why they're queuing. I'm looking around. It's a bit of a weird one, this one, because you've got the bus lane, in the middle of the road, strangely, but sometimes people come down and try to think the bus lane's on the left. It's not. Okay, bus pulling out. We've got a turning on our left-hand side here, and you're not supposed to block junctions, so I'm leaving it clear. Now that woman just stared at me like I've just trodden in something. So I'm not sure if she's trying to rush for a bus. We've got people approaching and crossing. She's walking away. Right, here we go. Look at the happy smiley faces of Farnborough. Look at that. Hey. Did anyone say thanks there? No, I don't think they did. Right, there's another woman coming across on my right hand side. You're welcome. Notice there that she had a look. Checking on the blue car. Nobody's around me. Notice I didn't wave her across. I acknowledged her. She wasn't sure if I was going to go. So often, just gaining eye contact. I didn't invite her out. I just said, you know, hello. Never invite people out into roads. Looking around. Keep an eye on her. Pedestrian crossing. Wait button hasn't been pressed. I'm just going through. Traffic lights are changing up ahead. He likes his water. Right. Now, can I get across this junction behind the red car without blocking the junction? And I believe I can. So I will. There you go. Again, maintaining a nice gap so I can pull away. 1, 2, 3. Have a look around. Motorcyclist putting out over there. Looking around here. Keep an eye on them. And him. And him, the Volvo. Now I'm going to go left. So centre left, indicate left. Going through here. Looking around. All the time, looking around. Nice loose grip on the steering wheel. Light and fluffy. Fluffy like a bunny. It's alright, it's a history thing. One of my older students. Right, so looking around. Coming up to a roundabout. No left turn. Roundabout. Right, he's got to give way to me. I'm looking to the right. There's nothing there. Car's struggling a little bit, so I'll just go second. I'll get on there. So I got a roundabout. Ford coming up behind me. She's walking across the road. These two are having a little walk as well. Right, now, this car is going to go across the roundabout before... Let's do. Before I got there. So therefore, I can't use them as a shield to block other traffic. So therefore, you expect to stop at everything. We don't treat roundabouts any differently to a T-junction, right? A roundabout is the main road, and every road that joins onto a roundabout is a T-junction, okay? So if you would normally come up to a T-junction, aim short and go into creep mode and have a look around, you do the same on a roundabout. I don't understand why loads of driving instructors teach people to come up to a roundabout in second gear, and if there's a car biting into first, you don't do that at T-junctions. They're all barking mad. Right, so it's the end of my road. I'm coming to a roundabout, so I expect to stop until I know better. I know better, so now I'm going, and I'm looking around. I don't want to kill anyone. So I've got a white car, the blood would show up. Right, so I'm looking around. Keeping an eye on her. Wow, how many squirrels had to die for that hood? Dear me. Looking around. So I've got the motorbike back there, got no entry over here. I'm on over there. Silver car's just going for it. He's reversing out the main road. Has this black car seen me? Yeah, it's fine. Going into a one-way street. Looking at the black car. Looking at the silver car. Looking at the black car. Looking at the speed. Looking at the width restriction. Looking at the red car. Have they seen me? They have. Slippery road surface. One-way street. I'm going to take the left-hand fork. So I'm just going around here. Notice how there's only a give way on the right, but not one on the left. So therefore, I can just go round. Keep an eye on my left-hand side there. Staying on my road. Right, what are those two doing? They're having a chin wag. Right, good. Okay, so my speed is still about 28, which is fine. Looking around. Looking around. Do-do-do-do-do. Checking. I'm going to go right. So I'm braking short. Okay, white car is going to release, so I'm going to let the black car go. But after the black car, I can hit his trailer. So I'm just going to go out. Boink. Hit his trailer. Looking around. Keep an eye. Indicate left. Just looking around. What is going on? Nice and relaxed. Yeah, there's no mega rush. I'm going to go ahead, second exit. Right, all of those cars are going to block those ones, so I can just go. Keeping an eye on him. Watching my lane positioning, mindful of the fact that the back turns tighter than the front. I'm I'm going to go through here. The motorbike is in my lane, but the other car went in that lane. Just go through here. No need to indicate off because the lane tells people where we're going. Road narrows. School patrol. It's a Sunday, not expecting that. Looking around. Past the Citroen garage. Ooh, 2 people. Yeah, they're fine. No mega risk. Person over there. Young person on mobile phone. Did you know that teenagers are the most run over group because they never pay any attention? They just walk out, or they're texting, or they're doing all sorts of stuff. So whenever you see a teenager, especially with a mobile phone, near a road, worry, alright? Because you're all stupid. Right, now we're looking around. What's she doing? Another. She's got a phone. On the black car. Looked at them loads of times now. Taxi, cyclist up in the distance. Car, road, 28, 2 people. Child and dog. Car, 29. She's getting a bit friendly, isn't she? Looking around. She looked happy. I'm going to go left just before where the van's pulling out. So centre left, indicate left. Just looking around. Okay, so I've got a weight restriction except for excess. Let's go around here, just mindful of that. Keep an eye on the barrier and the car that's coming towards me. Looking around. I have to give way to oncoming traffic, but I can get through before he turns up, so therefore I don't have to give way to him. Right, so it says please let children cross. Now are they going to cross? Yeah, she's turning. You're welcome. Sign that says please let children cross. Right, checking around and then moving on. And that, my friend, is that. Alright? So that is how you do a commentary drive. That is the power of observation that you need. There's no rush, just chill out, go for your drive. But keep an eye on things. Look near, look for dangers, look long distance, anticipate, plan, awareness. That's what you want. You never look at anything, you look at everything badly. Alright? Oh, God, bloody. It's freezing. Right, okay. Last file was corrupted when I was when I was editing the video, so I've got to do this last bit on the K. As you can see, bloody cold. Right, okay. When it comes to observation, 4 zones, far, near, dashboard, rear, get that information in. If you're going for your driving test, remember that you're primarily marked on what you see around you and how you interact with people. If it was just can you drive a car, we would have put you in a car park and we would have got you driving around traffic cones, but we're not. Okay, so look around, find out what people are doing. If you know what other people are doing, you can adapt your drive to cater for them. Never take any risks. If you're coming up to anything dangerous, like the end of your road, you expect to stop. You expect there to be a car coming at you because it's England. Why wouldn't there be a car coming at you? Alright, now if you cater for all the dangers, if you come to a corner, you go to round a corner, you can't see, you expect that there is a cyclist lying in the middle of the road. Okay? So, come up to things, you must always be able to stop within the distance you can see to be clear, unless you're sharing the road with oncoming traffic, in which case it's half the distance you can see to clear, because they're going to be doing the other half. Chill out, look around, you'll be fine. Alright? That's it. Nothing more to it than that. So, thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it informative. If you want to have other videos made, please let me know. I'm quite happy to go and produce videos to help people out. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.